Alright, guys, so that was the devastating news. My dad had passed, and it was very upsetting for me. Well, it just happened. It's very upsetting for me. And of course, I wasn't expecting it to happen for a long time. I mean, he was working construction the same year, this last summer. He did perform still, he was still performing. Um, he looked great. I mean, you'll see him in his video, 84 years young. He looks really good, so I didn't think anything of it. I really didn't think he was gonna pass. And so it was a shock to me, even though he dealt with some issues. But I mean, I was thinking there's not really much concern there. I didn't. I mean, I really thought he was gonna live at least till 95 or 100. He was very healthy, happy all of his life. So, never, rarely, he took medication right near the end, but most of the time he did not take medication. He never took any medication for a long, 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 long time. Probably this year was the first time he took medication seriously. So 84, I wasn't thinking he was gonna pass after that. So I was very shocked. And so that's the devastating news. The other news with the stars and the starlets and all that that I was talking about. Well, one of them is going to be about me, and one of them is going to be about someone else. So in January, there's news about me potentially. I'm not sure if it's going to actually be going through or not. So it might not be successful. It might be. It might not be. But it's potential news there. And then the other news in 3 years, roughly, I would say I'm giving it 3 years, maybe more, maybe less. It could be longer. It's about someone else, all right? So that news is going to be a secret until I know more about it and until it goes through. But as far as it goes, my dad, I mean, I'm going to post videos of my dad when he was younger, performing. So yes, so anyway, thank you all for watching. It's really tough for me to have my dad pass, but he lived until 84. So, I mean, he lived a long life. He died in his sleep, so, I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, he lived a long life. He was healthy almost all of his life. So, he had a pretty good life. He was in the military. Worked on buildings, like he was in construction and built majorly huge, gigantic buildings. He was like all women's fantasy because when he was young, he married my mom. My mom was very beautiful when he got married, and he had dated a ton before that. So he was very popular. He was very happy all the time. He had been someone that everybody loved. He was very popular. I'm sure people that are watching this are like, I know, we've seen him, we know all about him. We've been paying attention to him for a long time before you came along because you're his son and, you're obviously newer. So, I think a lot of people did know him and a lot of people did like him very much. He was very popular and he had gone through some things that were difficult a little bit, but he overcame it with the help of family and everything. And he didn't know the language very well, but he always had family support and people loved him in the family and all he had tons of friends. Like everybody loved him. So um, if you're watching this, you probably know. Yes, I knew him. I did love him. Well, I did know him or like him or love him if you were close to him. So yes, um, I'm really proud to say that I'm, I'm glad. I think he would have been really happy to know that I was performing, and I'm thinking one day I'll be famous. So it's really nice to know that my parents made a bunch of sacrifices for me. My mom passed away as well years ago, and so that I never really like to mention, but I think I did mention it. But it's almost like she was here yesterday. She was a very kind person, and she was very friendly, and she had gone to church every day, and it's been 2000. She had passed in 2005, so it's been a long time with her. Uh, but I mean, both my parents gave me a lot of great tools to be successful, and for me it was a tough journey because for me I had doing as well as I had been right now. Like I'm doing a lot better now, but throughout my time growing up, I mean, when I was really young, I always had difficulty with certain things, but my family was there for me and always stood by me, and now I'm doing quite well. So I mean, I'm not doing immensely well or anything. I'm not famous or rich or anything like that, but I'm working hard at my job and doing a good job there. And so yes, my family has done so much for me. My parents have done so much for me. My mom was very, very kind and very affectionate, and she had made many sacrifices for me. I mean, she wanted me to have nice clothes. She wanted me to have all these things, and she lived a life where she sacrificed, and she didn't have as much. So anyway, that's a tribute to my parents, and they made me who I am today. And you'll be seeing a lot more performing from me because that's what my dad would have wanted and my mom would have wanted. And so thank you guys very much. Okay, bye.